Let's get physical. It's Jordan here, back again with this week's update on all the physical releases coming to the Nintendo Switch and Nintendo Switch 2, May the 18th until the 22nd. Let's see what we've got this week. Just a heads up, I am feeling quite under the weather this week, so I apologize for my voice, but what can I do? Bubsy 4D is releasing physically this week, not only on Nintendo Switch, but also Nintendo Switch 2 on a proper cartridge. Yes, Bubsy, of all the video game miscreants, putting big publishers to shame. And the best thing about it is that this is actually looking pretty good. It is made by the same team as Demon Turf and Demon Tides, and yes, it does very much look like a model swap, which is why the same team could work on two games at once, but I'm sure it's going to stand on its own in its own way. Looks like it could be good. An open world platforming exploration game is coming in a Pawsome edition, which comes with a poster, booklet, and a small art book. And my executive producers, Cartoon Soren, Josh Foot, D's Nuts, Mr. Awesome, and Kevin W, they've chosen this as their pick of the week. And if you want it or any of the retail games in this video, please consider purchasing via the links in the description and pinned comment. That massively helps me out, this series, this channel, to keep producing useful physical content for you guys. VGP are a very nice company with free worldwide shipping on orders over 75 Canadian bucks, 55 American dollars. Plus, each week if you buy something via my link, you're put into a draw to have a chance of winning a $10 discount coupon. And this week's winner is Toan N. Congratulations, you should get an email from VGP in the coming days with your discount coupon. Thank you so much for your support. Farming Simulator 26 Nintendo Switch Edition is releasing on Nintendo Switch this week, at least it should be. The latest iteration of the meme game that's actually pretty good for those looking to get their boots dirty and bless the earth with wheat. Don't expect the full fat PC version, this will be closer to a mobile edition, but hopefully it provides a pick up and play simulation. You get 2 maps, 15 crops, and 120 machines to saddle and be manly with. Starbites is releasing physically this week on Nintendo Switch and PlayStation 5. There was a Nintendo Switch 2 Game Key version, but that was cancelled. I was hoping that was a message from NIS America about their future plans, but even after that, they've still announced more Game Keys. Boo on them. Anyways, this is a poorly received game, especially on Nintendo Switch. PS5 was received a bit better, but this is a turn-based RPG that only stands out due to its technical issues. Its heart is in the right place with nice world building and a charming set of characters, but overall it is a bit of a mess supposedly, according to reviews that I've read. But my executive producers, Cole Animals, The Nemo 6, Ghost Bune, Lewis K, and Jeddah Crow, they've chosen this as their pick of the week. Q Collection is releasing this week in North America. I don't believe there is a European release for this. This was an import exclusive from Japan. There was a double pack over there. Very cheap to import, but you will probably want to pick up this one instead in the future because it is a triple pack. It has Q Remastered, Q2 Humanity, and Q with VTubers, which sounds like almost like it detracts from the package. Anyways, there's you get like a unique, cute puzzle games with a lo-fi presentation, perhaps akin to WarioWare, something like that. King of Tokyo should be releasing this week in North America. Europe is pushed back until late June. And for me personally, this is a bit of a disappointment. When I see the name and I see the box art, I'm thinking, boy, this is going to be a kaiju brawler, maybe something a bit like Rampage, but no, it's a board game. That's got to be some sort of crime. But apparently, the real board game it's based upon is well regarded, so some people are definitely happy about it. And my executive producers, Robotech and Joshua L, they've chosen this as their pick of the week. Taxi Chaos 2 is releasing in Europe this week, at least it should be. North America should be a week later. And apparently it's just another disappointment like the first game before it. I remember playing Taxi Chaos 1 and thought it was okay, just missing any sort of personality. So you'd think they'd learn from their mistakes to improve on the crazy taxi formula they want to so badly emulate, but no. Of the few reviews there are online, it seems that it is still just quite a poor game. Yoshi and the Mysterious Book is releasing this week on Nintendo Switch 2 as an exclusive. I think the reception to the reveal was a bit lukewarm, but the previews and then the marketing train have started to get people kind of hyped about it. A different take on the platforming genre. There's no damage, you explore the level and solve people's problems in a very cutesy art style. I know not being able to die is considered a huge negative amongst gamers, and I used to be like that, but I have played Kirby's Epic Yarn that's got a similar mechanic, and it didn't bother me one bit actually. As long as the game is balanced for it, it can be pretty good, and my executive producers, they are obviously excited. Precision Plague, Super Ben Julio, Dane Wilkinson, Adamantium, Horn Metal Luna, Jake Vav, Instacritic, Dead Bunny's YouTube, Madhawk110, and Jimmy A. Guerrero, they've chosen this as their pick of the week. A quick mention to Tales of Arise, which is releasing this week on Nintendo Switch 2 as a game key. Boo. Alright, the low print limited pre-orders. Bloodshed is Super Rare's latest Switch release, also on PlayStation 5. On Switch, it's going to be available on Thursday with 3,000 copies available. A retro-styled boomer shooter. I swear they just make these up somehow. How have I not heard of this before? Well, okay, it is a roguelike, which despite being so, the biggest complaint about this game is the lack of content. I thought the whole point of a roguelike was it hides the lack of content. Anyways, I do like what I see here. Different character builds, retro visuals. If you want it, be there on Thursday. And my executive producer, Nerdy Sean, he's chosen this as his pick of the week. FUGA Melodies of Steel 1, 2, and 3 are 3 separate releases that are up for pre-order right now at Limited Run Games. You can buy them individually, but let's face it, the only real option is to bundle them together in the slipcover. Now, you'll remember that these have been available in Japan for a good while now, pretty much like this time last year they came out there, with English and for cheaper than these Limited Run ones, but what these Limited Run ones have over the Japanese one is that the DLC is on the cartridge, which is good, but let's face it, they're just costumes to give furries a boner. But hey, it is a bit more complete, I suppose, just not the end of the world. Personally, I'm fine with my very nice, cheap Japanese physicals which play in English. And my executive producers, Viz, Jennifer M, OGCIB, Sora Cat, Kaba Clavicle, Juice 250, and you probably just heard my Discord notification from John Jamin. They've chosen this as their pick of the week. You just sneaked in there, John Jamin. Tavern Talk is Strictly Limited's latest Switch release. What's going on? We've got a Super Rare Games release, we've got a Limited Run Games release, and now a Strictly Limited Games release all together in one episode. It's almost making me feel nostalgic. And this one, well, I had hoped Strictly Limited would have stuck to my recommended policy of printing games in advance, or at least on the cusp of shipping, but this one is another pre-order. It's obviously a coffee talk type of game, making drinks for weirdos. Supposedly pretty good though. It's available in Standard and Collector's Edition, and alongside ordering it at Strictly Limited Games' website, VGP are also helping out, so you can order it from there too, with their nice free shipping, and my executive producer Surfacing for Air has chosen this as his pick of the week. Alright, the imports Play Asia territory. If you want to import any of these, you can do so via Play Asia, and if you click my link, you can get 5% off if you use my code Jordan2026, but you must use my link first. And that goes for anything on their website, like physical games, obviously. Psyvariar 3 is releasing in Japan this week on Nintendo Switch and Nintendo Switch 2 on a proper cartridge. Now, I am a little bit perplexed. I assumed Red Hot Games would have announced a European physical release of this before the Japanese release came out, but they haven't, which is a mistake because people will import this instead of waiting for Red Hot. But anyways, the latest game in the Grazing Shmup franchise, it will play in English, and hardcore Shmup fans will probably be very excited about it. And my executive producers, Mr. Lee from Eastern NC on eBay, God of Resin, and AMH, they've chosen this as their pick of the week. FZ, Formation Z, is this week's 4th Nintendo Switch 2 proper physical release. That's gotta be good news, right? And it's another arcadey type shmup thing. This one has already been announced to be getting a Western physical. Limited Run took pre-orders for a North American release, and it is getting a European retail physical in June. This is a remake, or more like a reimagining of a classic and influential game where you switch between a flying ship and a walking mech mid-level. I'm looking forward to giving it a try. I'm not expecting a lot of longevity, which will make it a tough sell for an expensive physical, but my executive producers, Punky Dooster and my man in Japan, Vey, they've chosen this as their pick of the week. Terra Memoria is releasing in Japan this week. However, this already released in Asian regions, and Super Rare Games did a physical copy in Europe, but this is a nice another option if you want another option. And they're also getting Bendy Lone Wolf, which we already have in the West. Alright, there's no community spotlight this week because, yeah, I'm feeling unwell. I'm recording this a bit earlier than usual because I know my body and I know I'm just going to get worse. So I'm going to have a bit of a rest, and the photos you sent, I will keep them, don't worry. Please do not send any more pictures in, okay, because it will overwhelm me and I don't like to be overwhelmed. Anyway, if you watched all the way through, thank you ever so much. Please leave me a tractor emoji in honor of Farming Simulator 26 Nintendo Switch Edition, because I will know you're a legend. So please do that, and yeah, have a fantastic day. Take care.